Good evening, ladies, and good evening, gentle. Welcome to the 12th edition of Cover Your Six. I'm Ronn Easton, your host. A lot of you already know, but a lot of you don't know that St. Paul, Minnesota is my home. I have lived here since I got out of the military, and um, I can't say enough about this state. Yeah, it's cold. Yeah, there's a lot of things to do, but this is a very loving, very resilient state. I'm sure a lot of you by now have seen the execution of a Minnesota native on the street. His name was Alex Pretti, Pretti. This one hits especially hard for me because this man was an ICU nurse at the VA. The same VA that has been underfunded, understaffed, and undermanned for quite some time now. This man's last act was to protect a woman that was being abused by the Gestapo, the invading force that has hit Minnesota. They had him down on the ground. It was at that time they saw that the man had a weapon in his back. It was his weapon. He was a legal conceal and carry weapons owner, as I am. They disarmed him. He never touched his weapon. In his right hand was his cell phone because he was videotaping, which is his First Amendment right. But once they had him down on the ground with 7 agents around him, they executed that man. They shot him in his back 10 times. 10 times. A level of brutality that I have not seen in a very, very, very long. And now they're trying to round up witnesses, people who saw the crime, and take them out to the Whipple building and intimidate them into changing their testimony. Let me put this on a bottom line because some things came out over the weekend that shows exactly what this is all about. Cankles the clown, the Duke of Dysentery, Chief Shits and Britches himself, has never, ever won the state of Minnesota. When asked when will they release or remove ICE from the state of Minnesota, Pam Bondi made the statement that if you turn over your voter registration to us, I will remove ICE. There's a name for that. It's called extortion. I spoke with a friend of mine who works in a major hospital in downtown Minneapolis. And ICE was in their building demanding the personnel records of each and every one that works in that hospital. That's over 7,000 employees. This is all about a brutal way of gerrymandering, knowing full well that he could never really gerrymander this state. What he wants to do is try and influence the midterms. That's what this is all about. This was about this and also covering up the Epstein trials. I am going to say this again. Once the full extent of what is contained within the Epstein files, Benedict Arnold is going to look like a grade schooler compared to this administration. All of the hateful actions that have been taken on the street, these come from the, excuse me, the very sick and demented mind of that little human butt plug, Stephen Miller. Yeah, I said it. And then you've got Satan's concubines stand up and say that the ICE agent who shot that person was in fear of his life and was working according to his training. They have no training. You ask anybody in law enforcement, present or retired, they will tell you that was an execution. Then when the BCA wanted to go in and take charge of the scene, because that is in the state of Minnesota, ICE wouldn't let him in. I wonder where that happened before. Renee Good, that's where that happened. It took a judicial warrant for the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, our agency, to take control of that scene. A lot of you say, well, this doesn't pertain to me. The hell it doesn't. Because your rights, your freedoms are all on the line, just like us. When they're done here, this crap show will come to a blue state near you. Expect it. Now they're trying to hire 10,000 more ICE agents. Poorly trained, undereducated, with no moral compass whatsoever, given carte blanche to execute United States citizens. Think about that. I wanted to try something different this time because I know that there are people out there who are as frustrated as I am. Normally in my podcast here, I have no way to include the public and their reactions, but I have a cell phone sitting here next to me right now. So this is truly an experiment. But I have put the number out there. So at those of you who are going to call, I expect to hear from you, and we'll do 2 or 3 minutes of you just kind of expressing yourself, and we'll do it like that for as long as we can. I just want to be able to give you the opportunity to decompress and get this off of your chest, because this is unhealthy. Take it from me. I've noticed differences in my behavior. I've always been hypervigilant, but that has gone to an extended way of hypervigilance now. My head is on a swivel. If I see a dark SUV pull up next to me, I'm ready to go. But to watch this much depravity, to watch an execution of an American citizen on an American street, has a way of touching your soul like you will never, ever, ever heal from this. So you got to take a time, decompress, breathe, and commit yourself to doing something to stop this madness. You stick around. We'll be right back. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, Ronnie. My name's Thomas Gore. I can't believe I got through.
Thomas, you're actually the first one here. How are you, sir?
I'm doing very good. Thank you for doing this.
You're more than welcome. So at this point, you got a couple of minutes here to just kind of tell me how you're feeling and what you feel about what has transpired in the state of Minnesota.
Okay, a little bit about me. I served 25 years in the Marines. I completed 2 deployments to Iraq, 2 more to Afghanistan. I was a Harrier pilot. I want to thank you for the courageous, principled stand you are making in support of our Constitution and against these fascist thugs that are murdering your citizens there, our citizens. There's really one thing that I've been, well, a lot of things I've been thinking about, but one point that I really want to emphasize for your listeners, and that is if we go back just a few days ago to when Renee Good was murdered, in the immediate aftermath of that, Donald Trump lied and said that she ran over the ICE agent.
Correct.
A few hours later, in the Oval Office, in a wide ranging interview with the New York Times, he repeated that lie. And in fact, he said, she didn't try to run him over, she ran him over.
Correct.
And when the New York Times questioned him on that, he had an aide bring in the video he claimed to have watched that showed this, and he showed it.
Correct.
And he knows that the video that does not at all show
Wasn't
Renee
right.
running this man over because that didn't happen.
I have
So
to
this is
I have to agree with you, and there's an abundance of lies, but let me say this because I've got somebody beeping in now. It's going to get hairy. Simplify to you, Marine, and
for
I thank you
thank
so much for everything that you have done for this country and your continued service.
thank you, and vice versa, my friend.
Roger that. We'll
Well,
talk again.
with those lies, and now in the immediate aftermath of the our ICU nurse having been murdered,
Correct.
again, why smearing him as a domestic terrorist when
Correct.
he knows that the facts will come out and show that that's not what this man is. These are obvious lies, but he's doing it for a reason. He knows they're lies. He knows they'll be disproven. He's doing it, I believe, to signal to ICE and Customs and Border Patrol and all of his followers that violence committed on his behalf is desired and acceptable, and the perpetrators will be protected. He has not so consolidated his grip in an authoritarian manner on this country yet that
Mhm.
he can say these things out loud in the way that, say, Putin would. So he has to send signals. And he's the very first act he took in office for his second term was to do what? It was to release and pardon the January Sixers,
Correct.
to include dozens,
Correct.
several hundred really, that we have on video violently beating the police. So he's doing these lies on purpose to signal to his supporters and these rogue law enforcement agents that he commands
I
that he expects violence, he wants it, he will
I
protect
got
them.
to cut you off, but I appreciate your contribution, my friend. My friend,
Thank you, sir. All the best to you, and
you as
stay
well.
safe.
Roger that. That's just one person's statement right now, and I'm hoping I had someone else call in, and I hope that person will call back. But I know that there are just things that people want to express, things that they want to say. And this is the opportunity. I wish I had a giant switchboard where I could do that, but I'm the switchboard. Hang tight. Cover your six. Who am I speaking with?
Ken from Iowa.
Ken, how are you, my brother?
Uh, I wish I was doing better.
I do too. So, what I'm doing is kind of opening up your line here for about 2 to 3 minutes to kind of express what's on your mind and what's in your heart. So, go for it.
My heart is very sad for what's going on in this country. I cannot believe that the United States has become what it is right now. And I was, I'm just a white farm kid from Iowa, and I never dreamt of anything like this, and neither has any of my parents or grandparents. I'm sick of it.
Well, Ken, I you and I guess the rest of the world, but I will say this to you, and then I will move on. Do whatever you can that you are able to do to resist this. If it's writing a letter, if it's calling somebody, if it's participating at a protest, whatever it is that you can do within your power, I I I I ask you to do it.
I will do that, and just stay safe and
Thank you.
keep up the good fight.
Ken, I thank you so much. I appreciate that. You take care.
Okay, thank you.
That is the one thing that has been, I mean, consistent through this. Everybody is worried about my safety and me being the next person or whatever the case may be. And I made a comment earlier that in the movie Predator, our former governor Jesse Ventura got nicked or something. Oh, you're hurt. He said, I ain't got time to bleed. I really don't have time to be afraid. Okay. I've been intimidated by the best, the Klan as a kid and the Viet Cong as an adult. And there really isn't anything you can do to me to scare me. So that's the one thing, that's the goal of all of this. They want you to be afraid. They want you to stay in your house. They want you not to speak up. They want you on your knees. And I will say this, too many people have died for that freedom that so many people have taken for granted. Think about that for a second. What are you going to do for your children and your children's children? When history is all written and said and done, and your grandkids come up and say, Grandpa, what did you do during this period of time? That should be some interesting answers. Because if you just sat back and watched this from the security and the safety of your own home, there's a certain amount of complicity that goes along with that, because this is too important for people just to sit at home and not speak out. There was an announcer on KFan radio. His name was Paul Allen, well-known Vikings, the voice of the Vikings, they call him. On his public platform, he spread a piece of misinformation that the people in the streets of Minnesota, and those of you who thought that was AI, were 50,000 people in the streets of the city of Minneapolis. He said they were all paid protesters. That's a lie. That is a lie. Just like the lie that this individual was trying to inflict as much, or Mr. Pretti was trying to inflict as much damage and threaten the safety and security of the ICE officers. No, no, no. That little diminutive dickhead, Greg Bovino, and Bovino's bitches is what I call them. They are here to spread fear in an American city. And like I said, if you stand by and you allow this to take place, coming to a city near you. Hang on, we'll be right back with the next. Cover Your Six. This is Ronn Easton. Who am I speaking with?
My name is Anita, and I live in Houston, Texas.
Anita, welcome, and thank you for calling.
Yes, I have been trying to get your podcast, and I have not been able to do that. I'm generally, I see your Facebook post, and
If you go to Cover Your Six, SIX podcast.com, that will take you directly to my page.
okay.
Okay? So give me a couple of, how are you feeling about what's going on right now?
I am absolutely disgusted. My father's a veteran. My friend, I grew up on military bases, and everybody I know is connected to the military in some shape, form, fashion all of my life, and what I see is absolutely abhorrent. Um, I don't understand how we got here. I'm ready for us to get out of here, but I have one pending question.
Yes,
that
ma'am. And what is that question?
every time there's an incident, it's always they are looking for some criminal that we never see or hear about again.
Correct.
Where are the criminals that you are absolutely supposed to be
Looking for? All right.
for?
I'm gonna hang up and answer that question. So check out this pot, but I'll tell you, they don't exist. Let me just put it that way.
That's my whole thing. I'm like, nothing that we're hearing has factual backup for anything.
Amen.
I'm just like, show me one person. If you're there, in the case with the 5-year-old and his father, house full of people, neighborhood willing to take him in, and you steal this little 5-year-old and send them to Texas.
They used him as bait. I've got to move on, Anita, but thank you for calling, okay? All right.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.
And I'm going to
Cover Your Six. This is Ron. Who am I speaking with?
Ron Easton. My name is Christine Tambakis.
Hey,
How are you,
Christine.
sir?
I'm well, and thank you so much for calling.
Oh man, thank you for doing this. First of all, thank you for your service to the country. Thank you for being out there in the fight in Minnesota. I'm watching you from a distance. I'm originally from the Bronx, but I live in Florida right now, and I just can't tell you how I, I just love watching everyone out there fighting, and I wish I could be out there with all of y'all.
I understand, and I appreciate the support and the kind words. I do. In a few quick words here, how has this affected you?
Oh my goodness. Well, as a New York-born American watching the country that I love and am so very grateful for, warts and all, this is heartbreaking to
Yeah,
see this happening in our country.
yeah.
And I can't breathe when I think about it, but
Yeah.
I'm swinging for the fence every day.
Do that, and I hate to cut you short, but I'm trying to get as many people in here as
Now,
I can. Thank you, though.
may I say one more thing before you let me go?
Sure,
I feel it's very important that at these protests and out in the world, we need to take back the American flag.
I agree.
These people in our government are not patriots to this country.
I agree.
The culture wars, I support them. I support the LGBTQ fights and everybody who wants to bring flags from whatever country they represent to these protests. I stand behind that. However,
All right. No, I have to stop you there because I gotta get this in here, okay? But
we need
thank
an
you.
ocean of American flags. Love you.
Love you too. this what a cluster this is. Cover your six. This is Ron. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, my name's Lori.
Hi, Lori.
How are you?
I'm I don't know right now. I'm kind of in a quandary here, but I'll ask you the same question. How has what is going on in Minnesota affected you?
Um, well, um, I had never in my life, in my 54 years, almost 55 years of life, been so involved in politics. I tend to bury my head in the sand and, until this year. And I'm a government employee. I work at the VA.
Thank you.
Um, it has, oh, well, it's my pleasure, honestly. It's the best job I've ever had, but the hardest. Um, Having my job dangled in front of me for the entire year has really messed with my mental health.
Yeah.
Um, Watching our veterans suffer. I work in community care, so we are finding appointments for veterans that are either, the wait time's too great or they're too far away.
Yeah.
I'm in the Illinois district, so it's a fairly big district. And and we are so understaffed right now that we can't hire. So our veterans are on the phone. I'm in the call center for an hour just to speak to one of us, and it's unacceptable. So, but especially with what happened yesterday with Alex and him being a VA employee, I feel like that has just not that we were at the same
That
VA,
has
but
been the cutting edge. I understand.
I still feel like he's like a coworker.
He is a
And,
coworker.
it breaks my heart for him. I feel like what he did was just so selfless how he stepped in front to help, that
Absolutely.
other person.
Absolutely.
Um, I
I
just feel like
I want to
history is
first off,
repeating.
I want to say this to you because I'm trying to get to another call, but I'm going to say this real quick and hang up. Make sure you take care of yourself, okay?
I'm trying, and I thank you, and I watch you daily, and I appreciate you so much. And
Well,
please just keep pushing forward and
I
keep the
will.
rest of us going.
I will. Promise. Cover your six. This is Ron.
Ron,
Who
this
am
is
I?
Nanette.
Annette, how are you?
I'm in Palm Springs, California. How are you?
Yay. I'm good. I'm good.
I can't believe I got through,
Well,
actually,
you
but okay.
did. By the hair on your chinny chin chin. Couple minutes. How has all of this in Minnesota affected you?
Hold on. Um, I watch everything. I want to know everything, but nobody, wants to talk about it. And it's really frustrating. And but what I don't want to take a lot of your time, so My question to you, because I think you would know the answer to this, and I don't understand it. Why doesn't our military leaders, why aren't they stepping in to support the Constitution and the people? I mean, when they all met with Hegseth in that room that day, I thought that would be the turning point. I thought, oh, thank God they're going to see what a crazy person this is.
Well, to answer your question real quick, is that the military tries to stay as apolitical as possible. And they're walking a very, very, very fine line. But I will take this next call and thank you so much. I appreciate your calling, okay?
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Cover your six. This is Ron. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Ronnie, it's your friend Steve Prescott down here in Florida.
Mr. Prescott, how are you?
Doing well, it's nice to hear your voice, but man,
You got
what
it.
the
You got
fuck?
you got a couple of minutes here, Steve. I'm trying to get as
Okay.
many people through here as I can in the next 10 minutes. So give me the Reader's Digest version, my brother.
Sad, angry, disbelief, not sure what to do, confused. Um, I I can't believe I'm seeing the United States doing what it's doing right now and people letting it happen. I don't know where our Democratic leadership is. Um, they seem to be silent. I don't know. I'm lost.
You're right. And a lot of us are, Steve, but I tell you what, um, now is the time to draw people, kind of circle your wagons a little bit and draw in the trusted ones and do something to fight against this.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Man, I'm glad you called.
Yeah. It's always nice to hear your voice, Ronnie.
Stay
I
in touch,
appreciate
my
everything
brother.
you do. All right.
Roger that. People are frustrated. They're scared, confused, because watching a country that they love and support deteriorate right before their very eyes. The economy is screwed up. Our place in the world is shot. It's gone. Our allies, or our used to be allies, they no longer share intelligence with us because Donald Trump is a security risk. You couldn't say it any plainer than that. This man has gorged himself on this country like a fat tick to the tune of $1.4 billion he has put in his pocket. Another call. Welcome to Cover Your Six. This is Ron. Who am I speaking with?
This is Jim Davis.
Mr. Davis, how are you, sir?
Hey, I'm doing all right, Ronnie.
Roger that. My thing here is you got about 2 or 3 minutes to kind of give me the Reader's Digest version of what's on your head.
Okay, Reader's Digest. Well, my daughter lives in St. Paul, just south of the restaurant you said you're going to be at tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
And just that connection with her, I live in Iowa, but I feel like I'm there, and these events are just tearing us apart.
Yeah,
I want to know, you're going to be there. You're going to help pay for some meals or something?
No, the what we're going to do is go and support this restaurant who are out of their pocket paying for the meals of their Latino workers and delivering them to them because they're afraid to leave their house. So they are supporting workers who can't work right now. So we're just basically going to support this restaurant that was shut down for a while, to show them some support and love.
Okay, well, great. I will talk to my daughter, and maybe she'll be able to make her way over there.
That would be at noon at the Great Moon Buffet on 2950, I think, at White Bear Avenue in Maplewood, Minnesota. So if you can come and support this place. These are Tibetans. These are just wonderful people.
Well, I want to thank you so much for what you're doing. I listen to you every chance I can, and I like I say, it just makes us sick. Um, I don't know what can be done, but I hope something will be.
I tell you what, there are a lot of things that can be done. Organize, get with the, especially in Iowa. You guys took a hard one because of all the farmers that got screwed over. So organize and in your community and start to do things that show that this will not be accepted.
That's right.
Make your voices heard. Okay,
We'll try to do that.
Roger
Thank you,
that.
sir.
No, thank you for calling. I appreciate you.
Okay. Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Uh,
Frustration abounds in Iowa, especially because King Kankles sold that bill of bull that he was going to help him out. He broke him. Cover Your Six podcast. This is Ron. Who am I speaking with?
My name is Lori.
Hi,
I'm
Lori.
I'm calling from Florida, and I hope it's not too late. I know I believe you're an hour behind us.
No, Lori, you're fine. As a matter of fact, you got in there on the last couple minutes, so you got about 2 minutes to just kind of express how you're feeling
Yes.
and let me know what's going on.
Okay. Well, I think that they need to defund the ICE or no funds for ICE, and I'm very appalling is that not getting condolences from the president. I have never seen where anybody that was, hurt or injured or killed, not getting, any condolence. Instead, they're getting blamed as if and they're the victims. They're getting blamed for their own death, and it's just really upsetting. And I've just been watching it, and just really upsetting. And I have just started following you. I've seen you come up on my timeline a few times, and I like what you say, and I always share.
Thank you. And listen, let me just a piece of advice to you is take a break sometimes. Shut the television off, take a walk, go for a swim, walk your dog, talk to friends, have some lunch, but take a break from this because this will drive you crazy. All right.
I appreciate that, and I do. Today, I went back and forth, to watch the football games, as you
Of
know,
course.
they're
Of course.
and yeah, I'm a little bit shaky because calling you.
Don't be
But
shaky. Hell, we're friends, okay?
okay,
All
and
right. And thank you so much for calling.
thank you, and take care of yourself, and thank you for all that you're doing.
I
And
will. Absolutely.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're more than
And thank you
welcome.
for your service as
Thank
well.
you. It was my pleasure.
Thank you. All right.
Bet.
And
You know what? There are some really, really, really nice people out here. All you have to do is wade through the bullshit and find them. Once you find them, treasure them. Once you treasure them, then use them. You and these people that you have accepted into your life, do something. Stand up. Make your voices heard. Get involved because that is exactly what it's going to take to defeat the madness that we are faced with in this country. Normally, as a rule, I have an individual that I honor in what I call the Ring of Honor. This week, my Ring of Honor is Alex Pretti. This is a man who dedicated his life to healing veterans, my family, people that I love. That makes him special. That makes him an American hero. So please do not let his sacrifice go in vain. Stand up, be loud, be indignant, but be peaceful.